Hi, welcome to the Weekend Stories, where we talk about life and absolutely anything under the sun. In today's episode, we'll be talking about aesthetics and the importance they play in our life.
Yep. I think like a lot of people take aesthetics in the wrong way, like especially like due to social media. Like, like people will always tell you what looks good and what doesn't. But when you go to try it yourself and you see the, end result, there are almost chances that you'll be disappointed like badly.
Exactly. Like just the other day, someone told me, someone posted a reel where they were showing this dress which had like puffy sleeves, right? And I was like, that would look so cute, especially because like because of my height, right?
Yeah.
And like I was like, this is so cute, and maybe this is my new aesthetic, puffy sleeves and just go out in public, live your best life. Just me, my puffy sleeves, right? And when I ordered, I looked like Oswald. I swear to God, I was like, my God, this girl promised me it would look good. She said it would look good, especially on my body type. Liar.
Yeah, like it doesn't really pan out that way, right? Like you have to see like what you really like.
Yeah, and what really suits your needs, and especially because aesthetics is like very important to us as humans, even if we don't realize it. And I had a big realization moment when I hated that dress. I was like, I think the way I dress and my aesthetic in a way is important to me, right? It makes me feel good and it makes me feel happy. And then I went on the internet and I was like, what is this thing with aesthetics and us liking pretty things? And I figured out that big people have actually done big people research and figured out that it does make us happy and give us sort of a dopamine, the happy hormone. It gives us sort of the dopamine reward. So a really good example to try it out right now would be just to change your wallpaper to something you really like.
Yeah. That like that is a mood changer, to be honest. Like, if you're having a certain mood, even looking at something different for a while can like really change your mood. Like something you obviously like, but then like just changing it to something else, like kind of like really uplifts you.
Just like a wallpaper change would make you feel less stuck, I believe. Like if you're just stuck in life,
like as in like it's temporary, but then like if
it kind of takes you out for a little bit. Until
so that you
get
can
used to it.
until you can get it together
Yeah.
with yourself.
Yeah, and I think there are even more ways to do that.
Yeah, like maybe like managing your desk, like, or like just rearranging the apps on your phone. Maybe even that plays part. Something just basically the idea is like to do something a little different.
Yeah, and something that you find pretty, right? So,
Yeah,
for
pleasing.
example, I would find like all the apps which have like similar or same colors to be in the same line, but you might feel them pretty within a folder which, like, have say letters A to C, whatever apps are there, they'll be in this folder.
Yeah, I usually like my apps like the big ones, like all the Google things, Google apps, like in one folder. And all the other, like I think only that one is in folder, and rest I've removed Instagram from my home screen, to be honest. Like it's very addicting.
True.
No, I mean like it's really, especially reels, like as much as I hate them, it's so addicting. Like you can't like
You can't not watch them.
yeah,
Because they're like, it's just 10 seconds.
like if you watch them for once, like you're there for 15 minutes for sure.
Yeah, make that 1 hour for me. Make that 1 hour.
No, like even a normal person, they'll be like there for 15 minutes for sure, until they realize that like I'm addicted to it and I should probably stop and get back to my work. Yeah, I think that's what I feel. Like coming back to the topic, yeah, I feel like just arranging normal things around you, even like if you go outside from the phone, just arranging your furniture a little bit, like how you always wanted it.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're not feeling comfortable now, maybe change it a little bit, to make it comfortable to yourself.
And the rearranging or getting new things shouldn't necessarily be expensive, like how I thought it would be. That, by the way, that dress costed me like 800 rupees. So I think even because of that, I realized that changing your aesthetic and changing things around you need not be very expensive. You should be smart about it. You should think about it. And most of the times you have the stuff at home,
Yeah.
right? Like mom was right.
Yeah.
You have it
like,
at home.
Yeah,
You don't
have
need
it.
this.
Yeah, you don't need it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, just like rearranging, like, I know, like, we are not experienced in like interior designing or anything. We're not experienced in designing. But I feel like from the personal experience, just getting everything organized
Yeah.
can make you like much more happier than if it's messy.
I think while you're organizing that, I just feel like even my brain is getting organized for some reason.
Yeah.
Because like I think that it's like, okay, I fixed this. Now I can fix other things in my life too. I know that's an exaggeration, but it's true. Right?
Yeah, like
because you're like, hey, I started.
you get a new like at least motivation, you can
Yeah.
say. And like I don't mean like messy things are ugly or something. Like even a mess can be like sometimes pleasing.
Thanks.
Okay. what I'm getting at is like like a certain way of like
Living.
messy things.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe like you have a good table and you have kept things that are for table, like book, maybe those can be messy. Those look nice on a
Desk.
on a desk. Those can be kept in any way. But like clothes everywhere on the ground, no.
Yeah.
That's the moment you have to realize that
Yeah, it's getting bad.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think it's getting bad when you no longer want to organize things, right? Because when it's getting bad, we never really know. We're like, nah, I'm just a little tired. I'll push it until you're like, okay.
yeah, you basically procrastinate.
Yeah, you procrastinate on it, and you don't do things anymore that make you feel happy, and you don't even realize it, right? So getting back to it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to get ready, take a shower, go out, and then you will feel better. Maybe just stay right there, move a few things here and there, just keep the clothes instead of the floor, just keep it on top of the table or something.
Honestly,
Right?
like if you like sorry for correcting my knuckles near the bike, but honestly, like in all honesty, I'm so sorry for that, but in all
Yes, what were you saying?
okay, so honestly, like cleaning wait, I'm trying to get it together. Honestly, like cleaning takes like 5 to 10 minutes
Yeah.
max, like if you do it every day.
Yeah.
But if you pile it up, the same shit is gonna like take you like around like
An hour?
Yeah, more than an hour. Trust me, your half of your day is gonna go in like organizing.
I know, but like sometimes like, yeah, which is why like you should realize that things are getting a little bit bad and a little bit intense, right? So
Yeah.
we don't want to say that those motivational speakers which are like, get up at 5 a.m, organize everything. If you're not organized, oh my god,
Yeah, and
how
that
do you have
that like you have to necessarily do it
Yeah.
like every single day.
No.
You can take a break if you don't feel like it, but like
Yeah, but like point is that inner peace begins from the outside.
Yeah, like
Right?
that's a really fancy way to say it, but like yeah, it's true. Like
It's true.
if your environment is like nice,
You feel nice.
yeah,
right?
exactly.
And we don't mean it in a very materialistic way that just buy 10 fake plants and then keep them and you should feel better. No.
Yeah, like
Because that way you'll never be satisfied, right? Do something low key for a change.
and
right?
I feel like if you do it continuously, it's much better because it's going to keep you organized like in a long term, in a longer way. Like instead of buying everything like what do you call it? Instead of buying everything together, you can just do it like slowly one by one
Yeah.
and fit things that you actually like and like also
Appreciate and
Yeah,
make you
exactly.
feel better, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just buying something impulsively.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like or
So-
doing a bulk hiring and sorry, my bad, not hiring, bulk purchases and like
Just stocking it up
Yeah.
and not liking it at the end of the
Yeah,
day
exactly.
because TikTok
That's-
made you buy it or like Reels made you buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think a few steps or ways to do that or to improve aesthetics or to just please your senses for a little bit, like while you're just beating yourself down, let's also try to get it together, sort of like this is what I'm doing currently, is just appreciating beauty all around me. So I just take moments each day to just observe, right? Just sit, keep my phone aside. Again, my mom was right, the phone is the problem.
It is.
It is a problem.
It is sort of like when it comes to like your daily
Yeah,
activities,
yeah.
like what you do daily, if it comes in between every one of them every
Yeah.
single time, every 5 minutes,
Yeah.
then it's a problem.
It's a problem when it slips into your daily routine and you don't even realize it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it keeps cutting off. It's like Pac-Man. It keeps cutting off the things that it comes in contact with, right?
Yeah.
So you're journaling, God, let's just watch Insta. So like meditation, gone. That's what's happening with me. So I just keep my phone aside, and I just appreciate the beauty that can be sort of found, right? So luckily I live in an area where there are a lot of trees.
Yeah.
So I just open my window. Thank you, Dad, for making very big windows. So I'm like, first of all, I'm like, thank you, Dad. And I open the windows and I just stare.
Yeah.
I just stare outside because I mean it did feel boring at the start. I just like looked outside for 5 minutes and thoughts were just going up and down, left and right, side to side. But I think now I sit for like 20 minutes at least and like it's all peaceful. Everything just, I think it gives me a pause and then I can begin with my day, right? And things aren't as chaotic.
And like you're not even like unless like you're feeling really anxious where like this what I'm going to talk about might not help you, but like you don't have to see things outside. Just like staying away from the phone like for 5 minutes, closing your eyes, like gives your first, it gives your eyes rest.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you have time to think about like the things that you really need,
Exactly.
that would make you happy.
And then what I've also been doing is every Friday I just take a little bit of a break from my current internship and then I just go outside and I just look at the trees, I look at the old buildings. Somehow old buildings have a charm.
Yeah, they have that feel, they have
They
that
have
vibe.
that, they have the vibe that there's a story.
Yeah, forget about the story. You just feel so cozy inside.
Yeah, and you just feel like, it's just
Especially like when it's getting dark.
yeah, and then you hear the birds, and I feel like I'm really getting into things which make me feel very nostalgic and normal because how often do we hear birds anymore? We hear them, but how often do we appreciate? Because the last time I used to hear birds and appreciate them was when I was in say first, second standard or like before that, right? So when I hear the birds intentionally now, they take me back to that time and I immediately feel a sense of comfort and that beauty just makes me feel normal again.
Yeah.
Because there are so many things that are changing, especially because we're young adults. Like, tell me something that has stayed, and then I'm like, you know what? The birds have stayed.
Yeah, like for me, like it's like more, I really don't like have a preference towards nature. Not to say that I hate it, but like it doesn't give me that vibe. Like when it comes to like old houses and just staying inside them, and when it gets dark,
Yeah.
like especially when you're with a comfortable company and you have an old house and you stay inside and it gets a little dark, not during the day but like during the evening,
Yeah.
like that is such a mood.
So true.
Like you just sit there and you have so much time to think about things.
Exactly.
And look, and being in that area, that environment, like doesn't even make you feel sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might. I'm not saying it wouldn't. There are exceptions, but like mostly it wouldn't. mostly you'll feel comfortable.
Yeah. And then again, I've been also like intentionally following and unfollowing people on Instagram because I try to follow a lot of artists now and I'm trying to enjoy all forms of art. So I follow a lot of musicians, a lot of painters actually, and then even a lot of writers and then poets. So, it's just like a whole experience when I go onto Instagram now, right? So it's made my life a little bit easier, and I don't even mind if people just tell me, ooh, academia aesthetic. I'm like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's good.
It's good. I like it. It's just like makes me feel really happy, right? And while I do that, it also helps me to admire the beauty that the art and the artist
Yeah.
both have in them,
Yeah, exactly.
right? Because the artist usually is pouring his or her all into it, right? And I appreciate that so much because there's so much beauty that exists inside of everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like when things got bad, I was really focused on nitpicking people and being like, you know what, I'm feeling very anxious because this person, and then I'll give you a list of what they do wrong, right? So instead of that, I've turned to my friends. I've turned to people who make me feel good. I followed or kept those people in my following who make me sort of feel good, so who are kind and affectionate towards me, and I focus on that a lot. And I think it's following the principle of what you focus on expands.
Yeah, like
So that's just expanding into my life, like how that anxiety was expanding after this small shift. The good vibes.
yeah, you don't feel like
expanding.
uncomfortable anymore.
I don't actually. And then I finally feel like I belong somewhere, right?
Yeah. Like usually what happens if you go on Insta, like in your case, if you have the people that make you uncomfortable, you see their stories and stuff,
Yeah.
and you see their life like the in the mint condition.
Yeah.
Like people don't have exactly those lives. They are like I think a photographer, he's a good photographer. He's a car, he basically shoots everything. But like his name is Seventh Era. I really admire him. Okay, so he posted a story that said, not everyone has a mint life as they show on Instagram.
Yeah.
Right? It basically meant that it's not it's not the whole story, but it basically meant this. And I feel like that's so true, like, and especially like if if you're uncomfortable with those people and you try to like
Sort of be like, what? Never mind.
see
I
their
want to
lives.
be neutral.
No, like it's like if you see their lives, it makes you more uncomfortable
Yeah.
because it's the perfect life that they want to project on everyone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you feel bad.
Yeah, and then it's just so easy to eventually just compare ourselves to them.
Yeah.
Right? It's so easy to just go on your phone and be like, oh, I don't have this.
Yeah. Okay, coming back to topic. So there are other things as well, like the best thing you could do is reject the unnecessary. Like
True.
just like declutter your environment. Maybe you have that old chair that you don't need. Sell it off. That extra chair that you really don't need.
Yeah.
Sell it off. Like you have some other things that you could throw, but like aren't due to some hesitation or like maybe you have some. But trust me, once you declutter it, you feel so good.
Yeah.
And like if it's still cluttered, you'll still have your mind messing around.
Yeah, exactly. And there's just like something good about simple things, right? Something good about your desk being decluttered and you're just allowing yourself the space to work, right?
Yeah.
I think that's such a small change, but our brains really pick up to it and we're just like, yeah.
And you don't even realize how much stuff you have until you declutter it.
Yeah, and you don't even see unless you throw out or you give away or you hide. That's what usually I do. I hide my things because sometimes you just can't give that stuff right away, so you have to wait. So once that stuff is gone, you don't even realize how much weight it was putting
Yeah.
on your mind until you
Yeah,
like give it
exactly.
away or you hide it, and it's like, my God, I feel much lighter. I didn't even know.
Yeah, you feel like your mind has been freed, like of
Yeah,
space.
like it's just so much lighter. Like you physically feel lighter,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because that's how much our emotions have a hold on us,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we're trying to sort of get it together here.
Yeah, and the next thing you could do is like create an ambience.
Mm-hmm.
So like by that I don't mean the Instagram ambience kind of aesthetics where they show like candles lit up. Obviously you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you feel
But
like
like a
it.
whole projector with a whole home theater.
No, you can do that as well, but
Yeah.
like you should feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
The main thing I'm getting here with this point is like create the ambience that makes you feel most comfortable, not what Instagram shows you. Like if you feel like it's you like it, give it some thought. Like trust me, check out other things, compare it with everything
Sleep it
else.
over.
Yeah, sleep it over, compare it with other things, and then decide. If you really like it, go ahead, do it.
Yeah.
You'll feel much better.
Yeah.
But then if you don't, if you even have a slightest bit of hesitation, just compare it with other things, and if you like the other thing, go with the other
Yeah.
thing. Because most of the time what happens is like we think like this is gonna make us happy, but it doesn't.
Yeah. For example, like I saw this like cute laughing Buddha, statue, which is like sort of crystally vibes, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then I had a set budget to buy it. Okay. So my budget was say 500 rupees, right? And now some 400 something. And then I saw something really nice as well. I saw scented candles,
Yeah.
right? And I've been wanting it since like half a year, but I was waiting for my mother to say okay.
Yeah.
Right, so because I was like, you know what, when she says okay, I'm gonna buy it, and that costed 350 rupees. And then I bought the laughing Buddha because I saw a lot of YouTube videos saying it was very cute, and my mom said it was cute. And then I returned it the day it came. I swear to God, I pressed the return button the minute I opened and kept it on my table. It somehow didn't make me feel nice. It
Yeah.
was very, very cute, trust me. But it did not. I simply did not vibe.
It doesn't fit your vibe.
It doesn't fit my vibe. Like, you know what fits my vibe? Scented candles. And that's what I got. I returned that and I told my mom, I've returned that. So, technically I can still use the money.
Yeah.
And then I got myself some scented candles. Trust me, it has made my life better. It makes me want to wake up and start my work on my laptop.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited to go into my workroom. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, I'll put my scented candles on. And also, I think I told you this. When I was not feeling well, generally we don't feel like eating much, right? So what I
Yeah.
did was, instead of using my regular utensils, I just took the guest utensils.
Yeah.
It's a very big thing in India where you cannot. It's just fine china is for the guests. But I took it. And I felt so much better and happier doing something so illegal that I actually ate a lot of food and I'm better now. So
Yeah.
it's just that aesthetics and changing things up, makes you feel so much better.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's sometimes it's easy.
It is. Also the last thing like I would like to say is like just like try to explore new topics. Not just get confined into one.
Yeah.
Like if you feel like maybe you like some other aesthetic but you haven't explored a lot, try exploring that.
So if you've only worn black clothes and you suddenly like pink, go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Even
like,
if people are going to say, oh, what happened to you?
no, nowadays even you can try and return, right?
Yeah.
So just maybe try it. Maybe you
try
like it.
Yeah. Just keep changing your aesthetic. Find your own aesthetic, because finding your
like,
own sort of aesthetic.
like in my experience, like I used to wear t-shirts and like pants, trousers, right?
Yeah.
And shoes, normal. So that was my outfit, okay? And I mostly wore black.
Yeah.
Okay, black or grays or whites, neutral colors, like basically, okay? But like I sort of had that kind of vibe of flannel, and like I started wearing it
Yeah.
like slowly, and I sort of like mixed and matched my existing clothes with a flannel that I already had, and I really liked it. And now I wear a lot of flannels. Like
I think that's your aesthetic now.
yeah, exactly.
That's how if someone says Pawan, I'm like, Yeah, the character.
Yeah, exactly. If you have seen my outfits now, like most of them have another layer of clothing above my t-shirt. Like it might not be just flannel, it might be just a
Yeah.
half sleeves t-shirt, I mean shirt,
Yeah.
and I will just wear it over that because I like that vibe.
Yeah. So just find your own aesthetic or things that define you and bring you closer to who you really are, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think maybe just try to learn some hobby or something new, and try to create a aesthetic around it. Like maybe you like painting, get yourself a space where you can make that vibe,
Yeah.
right? And like trying new things doesn't necessarily mean it will make you uncomfortable. Like it could also give you a fresh perspective and kind of move you into the direction that you want. Again, like trying shouldn't be expensive. Like now on Pinterest there are a lot of inspiration
Yeah.
for home decor or other thing, whatever you want to create. There's there's inspiration on Pinterest. You can find a lot of pins. Go ahead, search it out.
Even YouTube is a really good source of actually learning things if you find a very good YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Just go
exactly.
and learn, right?
Yeah, and so I feel like trying new things is a kind of a big thing in getting yourself like the environment you want. Like you never know until you try it.
Yeah.
So I think we can conclude this episode for now. Like I think it was a short one, but like we just wanted to talk about why aesthetics matter, because like it's not talked much, right?
Yeah, it's and it's definitely not openly spoken about as much. Like we all do it, of course. We all like finding our own aesthetic and making things beautiful.
Yeah, but then
But I think we should do it more intentionally, right?
yeah, more intentionally, as in people like always try to say like this this vibe is so cute.
Yeah.
But do you really like it? Like that's the question, right?
Yeah.
And if you do it and you feel unhappy there, I mean that's not a good thing. So yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. Thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you like this episode. If you like it, do rate it on on the platform that you're using for podcast. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, share,
And leave us a comment or just DM us about your opinions, and don't
Yeah,
forget to follow our social media.
yeah, exactly, and subscribe obviously because it runs on that. So yeah, that's it. Bye.
Bye.